Hey guys, here's a vlog about what I did over winter break. I went to China for 3 weeks and basically I took a lot of pictures, so here's like a compilation of them. So here you're gonna see two pictures. These were my first two meals. The first one was something my grandma made, and the second one is one of my favorite meals in Shanghai, which is xiaolongbao, which is basically soup dumplings. So the second day I got to Shanghai, I ended up going on a trip to Nanning, which is like near Hong Kong area. So one key point I need to make here is it was 76 degrees Fahrenheit here in Nanning, and I had come from Indiana, which was below 0 Celsius, which is insane to think about. It was basically spring over there, and it was really cool because I got to see a lot of flowers that you don't normally get to see in the winter in the US. So it was kind of cool. So I got to eat a lot of authentic Nanning food, which is basically a combination of Hong Kong and their own style of food. The second picture you see here is basically like a traditional dish they have. It's called yota, which is kind of like a tea, and they actually like grind the herbs and things like that there, and it was kind of cool to see how they made it. So here you're gonna see my third day of the trip. I got to go exploring a little bit in the olden parts of Nanning. This area was basically called, what it translates to is three streets and two avenues. This area was basically the original Nanning. It was a very small area, and you could see how it expanded to what is now Nanning. So here you can see a couple of pictures. We basically went exploring by the riverside of Nanning, and it was really pretty to see. So this is Christmas Day. We had Christmas Eve dinner, and in China, you rarely see celebrations unless you're in like a hotel because Chinese culture doesn't really celebrate Christmas. So here is my second to last day in Nanning. We went to like a mountain range in Nanning. Here you can see a lot of spring because you in the winters I rarely see spring where the part of America I am from. And it was really cool because like there were a lot of flowers and like unique to China. So here we went on a river cruise that night after the mountain range. It was really cool to see. We saw a lot of the nightlife in China. Like it's a lot like New York City where like it's really bright out. So our hotel was pretty cool. There were a lot of gardens in the back, and there was a petting zoo. There was llamas, sheep, and peacocks. So this at this point, I had gone back from Nanning. This is like the weekend after. I went to meet up with a couple of friends. Two of my friends, we ended up going shopping. We went to see the Louis Vuitton ship in Nanjing Square, which is really cool. And then we went to a road in Shanghai, which is basically Times Square, but in Shanghai. And it was so cool because there was Pop Mart, there was like a Lego store, there was like a bunch of shops that were like very unique. So here you see a mini trip I took. It was a place in Shanghai called Fongjing. It's like basically a ancient town, and there was like a lot of good food, and the scenery was really nice to see. So after that trip, that night I went to meet up with those two friends again, and we ended up going to a restaurant right near my house. It's a very traditional Shanghainese food, and you'll see there's a couple of dishes, and those are probably one of my favorite dishes. After this, the day after, I met up with one of my other friends that live actually in Shanghai, and we decided to go bar hopping because I had never really known about bars in Shanghai because you don't really hear about them. And it was actually a really unique experience because the drinks are very unique. One of which is basically was like a tea wine. They had like plum wine and tea liquor in it. It was really good, honestly. After this, I stopped hanging out with some of my friends so I can spend time with family. I got to see my cousin and have hot pot. Fair warning, if you ever go to China, hot pot is very spicy. We asked for a little spice, and that thing was burning my mouth for about 30 minutes long. So here's a kind of a joke I always make with my friends. There's a chain of bakeries called Lillian Bakery, and I always tell them, "Oh, look, opened a bakery," and it's kind of funny. So near the end of my trip, the last week, I ended up going to a town called Yaohu, which is like near a lake, and it was in a province called Yixing in China. It was really cool to see the scenery and the mountains, and the nightlife was amazing because like you could see all the lights and there were fireworks and there was a water show, so you can really see the culture in China. Because this is something you rarely see in the US unless you go to Las Vegas. So, starting last year when I went back to China during winter break, I decided to start dyeing my hair. And here you can see where I highlighted my hair this year. I really enjoyed the look of dyed hair, and I think this time was better than last time because I went a little darker than I did last year, and it looked kind of more natural. So here you're gonna see my last 2 days in China. The only stuff I did was like kind of eat lunch with family, friends, and family. We went to like two restaurants. The first day was a restaurant further away, and it's kind of cool to see like the different kinds of food you can find in different restaurants. And the uniqueness of China is, or I don't know if it's like in Asian countries, but basically you can book rooms and there's like a big table, and the table itself can turn by itself. So here you go. Here's a vlog of my trip. Sorry for the bad quality, but this is my first time making videos, and this is kind of just like for me to see it later on.